अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हायवदन परब्रह्मणे नमः. So we are now doing this lecture after a long gap of about 6 weeks. I apologize for this delay, and things became beyond my control. Also, when I came back to US, the power of jet lag is quite difficult to deal with. It has taken me about almost several days to come back to normal. Even now, I'm just rarely, vaguely able to deal with it. So now we're going to start talking about Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. We'll continue where we left off. Let me show you the share the screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Good. We left off here in this verse. Yes, tu atmaratireva syat atmatriptascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. That verse we left off. These next few verses basically deal with this idea of what is safer. Is Karma Yoga safer or Jnana Yoga safer? Who should do Jnana Yoga? And how, so all these issues are covered in the next few slokas. And we will be mainly dealing with these slokas today and open it up for questions. Okay. Yes, to the very first line says, asadhanayatta atmadarsanasya muktasyaiva mahayajnadi varnashramochita karma anarambaha ityaha. Very interesting point here. Who is able to avoid, who is able to give up the yajna yagas which are as per the varna and ashrama. As per the varna means obviously here Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya varnas. Ashrama is like Grihastha ashrama, Brahmacharya, or other ashramas. So based on each of these ashramas and varnas, people have some work to do. They have prescribed duties to do. These duties can be avoided only by one person. Who is this person? Mukta. That means who is already released. Actually, Mukta here means who has the direct vision of Atman, who can experience Atman without following any particular sadhana or effort. That's an interesting point, because for everybody else, the karmas as per their varnas and ashramas are compulsory. This is the view of Ramanuja.org. And obviously in the Advaita, a sannyasi can give up varnashrama dharmas completely. He doesn't have to do even nitya karmas. So he has a totally different set of issues to take care of, but he doesn't have to do. So this is an Advaitic view, which allows, and we have to go through Shankar. We have already gone through Shankar Bhashya, I think. Hope so. Or we might have to come back with Shankar. No, I think probably we have started only Ramanuja.org. We haven't covered Shankar Bhashya yet. We'll probably do that. Now, let's go further, actually. Yastu atmaritireva syat atmatriptascha manavah. Where basically this sloka says, a person who is content with Atman, who already has realized Atman, and he sports only with Atman, he is supported by Atman, his nourishment comes from Atman and nothing else. And he is happy only with Atman. That person does not have to do any work. See, the Ramanuja.org goes like this. So the person who does not need to do any Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, or any sadhana, and by nature, naturally, he is focused on Atman, which is very difficult to do, by the way. Think about it. The moment we open our eyes, we see this world, and then we just get involved in this world, and then we start thinking about activities related to this world. That doesn't occur to this person because, in spite of where he is, what he is up to, he is directly focused on Atman only. Atmanaiva triptaha, he is happy only by Atman. Na annapanadibhi Atman vyatiriktaihi. That means he does not need any food, water, or even any kind of entertainment. Nothing. Atmanyeva cha santushta. He is happy with self itself. Na udyana srak chandana gita vaditra. He doesn't need dance or music or even vacations or some kind of when I mean vacation, udyana means going to a garden and enjoying it. He doesn't need any of them. Everything for him is Atman. The realization of self itself provides him everything, which is dharana, poshana, bhogyadikam. Dharana, poshana, bhogya means dharana is to support, poshana is to nourish, and bhogya is for enjoyment. Sarvam Atmaiva Yasya, for whom everything is Atman alone. For him, there is nothing to be done to achieve Atma Darshana. He's already got it. So he doesn't have to do anything for realization of self. Hence, he doesn't have to do anything. All these karmas are not there for him. Swatayeva sarvada drishtatma swarupatvat, because he already always realizes self within him. Atayeva, here Atma means Jivatma. Atayeva tasya Atma darshanaya kritena tat sadhanena na arthaha. So by doing anything, there is no real value for him, for Atma darshana. If he has to do any efforts, no efforts is useful for him towards realization of self. No value, na prayojanam, na kinchit prayojanam. If he does not do any work aimed at achieving self-realization, if he does not do any sadhana, it doesn't matter. He doesn't lose anything because naturally he has already attained it. Since he has realized self naturally, all this chidachid vastu, that is external sense, sentient beings and insentient beings or matter, all these, and all the transformations of Prakriti around him, there is no use from anything else. Yataha tad vimukhikarnaya sadhanarambhaha. So why do we do sadhana? Because we want to get away from this Prakriti. We are being captured by this Prakriti. We are overpowered and influenced by this Prakriti around us. And to get away from that, we need to do sadhana. For him, there is no such thing. He is already there. Sahi Mukta eva. He is already as if he is released. He has attained moksha in the sense that he has already attained Atma Sakshatkara. This is what it is. Here, I just point out a few points from Vedanta Deshika's Tatparya Chandrika. Vedanta Deshika brings about how our Nammarvar is in that state. Because Nammarvar basically was experiencing God sitting inside the the hole in a tamarind tree. He was sitting there without food, water, shelter, pretty much, or maybe very little. We don't know what exactly happened. Probably nothing. Dharaka, Poshaka, Bhogya. For him, in the Tiruvalmai, he says, Unnum Shoru, Porugum Neer, Thinnum Vettalayum, Elam Kannan. Tiruvalmai, 6th chapter, 7:1 verse. He says, whatever the food is for Dharaka means to support life. Paruhum Neer, water and everything is to nourish. Bhogya, Thinnum Vettalayum is for enjoyment. Everything is Paramatman only for him. That's what that's what he said in Tiruvalmai. This is an amazing state in which our Alvar was. So even for Mukta Sadrisha means as if he is realized, as if he is released from this bondage. The maintenance, nourishment, and enjoyments are all coming from the vision of the Lord and not from food, drinks, and parks, etc. So this refers to Namalvar here. But the thing is, here, in the Namalvar's case, it's the vision of the Lord. But in an ordinary Jnana Yogi's case, it is the vision of self, that is Jivatma. So that's the difference we need to remember. For an ordinary Jnana Yogi, who may have the vision of the self, still have to live through Annapana, that is, he needs food, water, shelter, etc. For him, duties are present, so he cannot, a Jnana Yogi cannot give up the Varnashrama dharmas like Agnikarya and other things like that. So that's an important thing Ramanuja.org mentions. So Jnana Yogi may do Jnana Yoga for a few hours a day, for example, but rest of the day he is busy, taking a shower or going and getting some food or something like that, because otherwise he requires some action, he requires livelihood. So he still have to do karma yoga and all the necessary karmas. So see, look at the verse, Tasya karyam na vidyate. He does not have to do anything for realization of self, right? That is what it said. Here, why does it say he does not have to do anything for realization of self? In the original verse, Tasya karyam vidyate means he doesn't have to do anything, period, right? No work for him. But that's not what is indicated in the Bhashyas. Even Ramanuja.org and Vedanteshika clarify that a mukta may have a different kind of activity. In the Shastras, in the Chandogya Upanishad, it says a mukta can be Jakshan, Kredan, Ramamanaha, Sri Birva, Yana Irva. A mukta can have a body, he could be sporting, and he could be going here and there, whatever, right? Enjoying. So since he could be doing so many things, what does it mean to say Ratasya karyam na vidyate? That means he doesn't have anything to do. Here the idea is he does not have anything to do for the realization of self. That we need to remember. So that is why Atma darshanaya kartavyam na vidyate. That means for realization of self, nothing is required. The next verse is Tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samachara. Asakto hyacharam karma paramapnoti purushaha. So Ramanuja Bhashya goes this way. Since it is said a person is excluded, exempt from sadhana, that person is only a mukta, pretty much, who is already realized self. Hence, even if somebody, for such a person, there is no activity. Karma yoga is not required, nothing is required, right? That's one thing. But On the other hand, if a person has already started some sadhana, so for him, what choice is there? Suppose he is capable of doing Jnana Yoga also, but it is better for him to do Karma Yoga because it is apramada, means it is less prone to error. Why is it less prone to error? Because karma is natural for anybody with a body, and nature takes over. And activity is natural, so it is less prone to error. Antargata atmayathatmyanusandhanatvacha. So karma yoga has inbuilt contemplation of Atma, the true nature of Atma. If you do pure karma yoga without any expectations for swarga or other kind of desires, you will automatically focus on the true nature of self. So even a person who is a Jnana Yogi, karma is better because it's easier and less prone to error. And even for a Jnana Yogi, karma is necessary for, basic karma is necessary, activity is necessary for taking care of his livelihood. Matraya karmanuvritti apekshatvacha, that means a little bit of activity is required for a Jnana Yogi. Even if he's purely, he wants to do only Jnana Yoga, for survival, he has to do some activity. Hence, for him, Karma Yoga is better for Atma Darshana or realization of self. Tasmat asanga purvakam karyam ityeva satatam, that means continuously. Satatam means forever, right? It's not exactly forever. Ramanuja.org says, Yavad Atma Prapti, till you get realization of self, you have to continue your work without any attachments to the fruits or ownership of those actions. And don't think that you are the actor. Asaktaha karyamiti vachyamana akartritvanusandhana purvakam cha karma acharan, without feeling that you are the doer. Continue doing the work. And by karma yoga itself, one can attain param. Param means atma. That means self-realization. That's what is said in this shloka. Hope it's clear. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janaka adhere. The next shloka starts with this. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janaka adhere. Since even for a person capable of Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga itself is safer for self-realization. Hence, great Shistas like Janaka, who was capable of doing Jnana Yoga, who is a Rajarshi and is one of the leaders among Jnanis, he spent his life in Karma Yoga itself and attained self-realization. That's what it's said here. And the shloka explains further. And the text what I have given below is just some clarity, that's all. These are just points I noted from Tatparya Chandrika. It's very easy to understand. There's no extra information here. एवं प्रथमं मोक्षोर ज्ञान योग अनर्हतया कर्मयोगाधिकारिणः कर्मयोग एव कार्यः इत्युक्त्वा. That means even if a person who is mokshu, that means who wants to realize self and who wants to get out of this mess, even though he is capable of Jnana Yoga, but he should be doing Karma Yogi. So एवं प्रथमं मुमुक्षोः ज्ञानयोग अनर्हतया कर्मयोगाधिकारिणः. Initially, suppose a person starts out at a very beginning level. At a very beginning level, automatically a person is not that capable of doing Jnana Yoga. So that person has to do Karma Yoga, right? That's the beginning for everybody. Everybody means beginning for all beginners. That who are not really like a Prahlada or a Sanaka Sanandana or somebody. For them, Karma Yoga is better. Having said that, even for people who have capability of doing Jnana Yoga, it is better for them to do Karma Yoga because there are a lot of reasons were given for that earlier. Now, they're talking about Shishtataya Vyapadeshasya. That means, who is a Shishta? Shishta means a famous person who is known for his sincerity in knowledge and how to implement the knowledge on a daily basis, who knows the practice and theory of knowledge and who knows Shastras well. That person is a Shishta. So if anybody is a famous person, that person should do only Karma Yoga, even though that person is capable of doing Jnana Yoga for the purposes of being an example to the world and guide the rest of the world, people in the world, in the right path. So because it's safer for most people to do Karma Yoga. Loka Sangrahamevapi Sampashchan Kartumarhasi. Yadyadarati Shrestha Tattadevetro Janaha Tayat Pramanam Kurte Lokasthadanvarte. This is the next verse. What is a Loka Sangraha means? Loka Sangraha means to support, to help the people, to be an example, to lead a community and or the rest of the world. Shrestha means that is a Shishta. He is a famous personality who knows the Shastra and who follows the Shastra. The many people may know Shastra, but if they don't follow it properly, they're not correct. They're not a Shishta. And who is known in the community. Whatever he does, that's what other people follow. Yadidacharati Shrestha Tattadevetro Janaha. People follow great people. Whatever person he does, even even to the extent of minor things, they follow him. Tadanga yuktameva meva akrisnavil lokopi anutishthati. Even though he may know everything, people who don't know much about those activities, they will just follow him. Ataha lokarakshartam, to protect everybody, a great person who is well known should do what is correct for their own varna and ashrama, that is the Brahmana varna or Kshatriya varna and other varnas. Sakalam sarvada anushteyam. He has to always follow that appropriate type of activity. Anyatha lokanasya janitam papam jnana yogadapyenam prachyavet. Otherwise, he will get sins, papa, because he is misguiding the rest of the people, number one. And in fact, he is destroying them. And because of the sins, he may even be kicked out of his capacity to do Jnana Yoga. He may lose his capacity to do Jnana Yoga. That's a real bad situation. In the next verse, Lord Krishna says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam vartaye vacha karmani. Lord Krishna says, he is the Lord, according to Ramanuja.org, Sarveshwaraha, Avapta Sarvakamasya. He has achieved everything what he has to achieve. He is Sarvajna, all-knowing, and his will is always true, Satya Sankalpa. In the three words, Deva Manushadi Rupena, Swachandataha Vartamanasya, that means he can take any form as a Devata, or a man, or a human being, or any kind of form he wants at will and by his own free will. Swachandataha means by his free will. That means he is not forced by karma to be born in a particular sharira. He can take whatever sharira he wants. He doesn't have to do anything to achieve anything. There is no kartavya. There is no duty for him. He does not have anything unattained which has to be attained through work. But still, Lord Krishna, to protect the world and to guide the world, he keeps on working. So he is always active, working on things, on activities which are appropriate. Here, Vedanta Deshika mentions a few points from in the Tatparya Chandrika from Vishnu Purana. He says, Samasta Shakti Rupani Tatkaroti Janeshwaraha Devatirjang Manushyakhya Cheshtavanti Swalilaya. So he has all the powers, Lord Krishna, and the Lord of everyone. He can take any as a deva or tiryak or a immobile or a lower form, any kind of form he can take, and it's all a lila, a divine play of the Lord. Jagata mupakaraya nasa karma nimittaja. All those things are not because he is forced to take up a particular body. It's not because of karma. Cheshta tasya prameyasya vyapinni avyahat atmika. The person aprameya is he is not he cannot be known. He's beyond our limited knowledge. He cannot be known, and he's unrestricted by any power. Lord Krishna continues and says, Yadihyaham navarteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha. If I am not careful, being in activities, that is, let's get the Ramanuja Bhasha itself. It's a lot more detailed here. Ham Sarveshwara, Lord Krishna says, that is Ramanuja Bhasha says, Lord Krishna is Sarveshwara and his will is true. There is some repetition here because it needs clarification. Swasankalpa krita jagadudaya vibhayalaha. The whole universe is his play. Chandataha, that means by his own will, free will. Jagad upakriti martyaha, that means to help out everybody, he takes avatars. Why does he take avatara? To help everyone, to be an example. Now that we know, oh, Lord Krishna is an avatar, okay, let's follow what he said. We take his example and then understand and use that example in our lives. So he's helping everybody. And he is, this time, in this particular avatara, he is born as a human being in the home of a famous person, Shistajana Agresara Vasudeva, who is a great person, well-known personality during that time. In his home, he has taken birth. And based on the type of kula, that being nomadic kula, Yadava kula, he does things according to that particular kula. Karmani atandrita, carefully he does activities which are suitable to that varna and ashrama. Sarvada yadi navarteya, suppose he does not do such activities carefully, people who don't know will follow what I do. Sarva prakarena ayameva dharma ityanuvartante. Because they like me and they think that I am their leader, they will just blindly follow what I do. And they think that is dharma. And they will give up all their activities, the real duties, the dharmic duties they were supposed to do, they give them up and start following me if I do something differently. So here, because of not doing the right duties, they will have sins, pratyavaya dosha, and hence they will lose the sight of Atman. They will not have the realization of Atman at all because of any dosha. Any sin will create separation and ignorance, which make them unable to realize Atman. Nirayagamina means they will go to hell. Why? Because once you cannot realize Atman, any person who cannot realize Atman, what happens? The person has no source of information regarding Atman. Slowly, he will be overpowered by the worldly activities, attractions of the world, one over the other, because the mind does not stay calm. The moment somebody wakes up, Even in the dreams, the mind works. The moment somebody wakes up, the mind gives so many options to these people, which are all just material pleasures, material activities. Then, because they are so much infused, so much overpowered by these desires, they will never be able to see Atman because they don't have any information about this self, the pure Atman. Eventually, they will be overpowered by the sensual attractions and they will go to hell. That's a real bad thing. Aham kulochitam karma na chet kuryam evameva sarve shishta madacharayata dharma nishchayaha. So if I don't do my duties, Lord Krishna says, everybody will follow me and they think that that is the achara. And because of not doing their own dharma, they will be lost. Because of Shastriya karmas are not followed, all these Shishtakulas, even great people will think that I am the best and so whatever I do is the right thing. And if I mislead them, they will lose all dharma. And hence, they will get mixed up into all other Sankara. Sankara means Varna Ashrama Sankara. That means they don't know what is right for their Varna or Ashrama. And there is so the whole Varna Ashrama will become upside down. Atayeva imaha prajaha upahanyam. Then I'll basically will be destroying everybody around me. Evameva Somapi Shishtajanagresara Pandutanayo Yudhishthira. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, who is a great person, is a very well-known person, son of Pandu, and brother of Yudhishthira, very well-known person, he should lead people in the right direction. So if you do Jnana Yoga, everybody will do Jnana Yoga. The other people will not know how to do Jnana Yoga, but still think that they are doing Jnana Yoga because their mind will not be able to focus on Atman at all. They should be doing Karma Yoga because they don't know what they are supposed to do. They will get destroyed. Hence, O Arjuna, do karma itself, karma yoga itself. Saktaha karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvans tata saktaha chikirshuhu loka sangraham na buddhipedam janeyed ajnanam karma sanginam joshiyetka sarva karmani vidvan yuktaha samacharan. This is the next verse. We are almost coming to the end of these verses because this is one section of the third chapter. We just have to go through it and we'll get to the next section of the third chapter in the next class. So I'll complete the Ramanuja Bhashya for this. Avidvamsaha means who do not know Atman and who cannot focus on Atman properly. How they focus on activities only, karma yoga, because they're attached to karma by nature. It's natural for them. And they don't know Atma Sakshatkara. And they will not know how to focus on Jnana Yoga at all. No capability to do that. They are Karma Yoga Adhikaris. How they do Karma Yoga for Atma Darshana. Similarly, a person who knows Atman should focus on Karma Yoga, even though even though he may be capable of doing Jnana Yoga, because he is a Shishta, as a well-known person, to protect the world and to lead the world. So that people can determine, is this dharma or is it not dharma based on his activities and based on his example. Hence, he has to do Karma Yoga. Ajnanis, on the other hand, Ajnanam, Atman Akritsna Vittaya, they don't have the real understanding of Atman at all. They just by reading Bhagavad Gita or some Shastra or Upanishad or anything, oh, Atma is like this, Atma is like that, Atma is pure, Atma is, what you call, goes from one body to other. These are theoretical knowledge. It is not well instilled in us. So they don't, most people, all these people, Ajnanis, don't know Atma, the knowledge of Atman properly. So they cannot follow Jnana Yoga. They are mumukshus though. They are interested in release from this cycle of births and deaths. They want Atma Sakshatkara. But they have this anadi karma vasana. That means there is this something which inescapable vasanas. The vasanas means the impressions deeply in their personality, which compels them to do action only. It forces them to start actions. You know that works for everybody. When we wake up, you want to do something, right? We can't keep quiet. So karma is natural because of anadi karma vasana. We are forced to do activities. Similarly, these ajnanis are forced to do activities, and they are only capable of karma yoga only. If you give an example and say, okay, why don't you do Jnana Yoga? They will think that there is an option that Jnana Yoga is also okay. And in fact, it will take you very seriously. That means you are creating buddhi beda or confusion in their minds. Hence, even a person who is capable of Jnana Yoga should only do Karma Yoga without going into Jnana Yoga. And he will obviously get the good wishes, and he will be appreciated by all these people who do not know the real Atman and who are not capable of doing Jnana Yoga. The next verse, we are going to take it up in the next class. It's an interesting verse. Karma yogam anutishtataha vidisho avidushascha vishesham pradarshayana karma yoga apekshita atmanaha akartritva anusandhana prakaram upadishati. It's an interesting to know how the subject changes here. Till now, we talked about karma yoga, how a person should do karma yoga and how it is safer, and how a jnani should deal with it and how a jnani should deal with it. And then person who does karma yoga, he also should know that his atma is an akarta. That means he should not have the feeling of owner. He is the agent, he is the subject, he is the person who is doing the stuff, right? Akartritva. He should practice the idea that he is not the doer. How can one do that practice? What does it mean? Obviously, everybody will think that, oh, I am doing this, I am doing that. It's obvious for us to feel like that. So in spite of that, how do we try to understand that, oh, we are not the doer? Those details are explained in the next few verses. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartā hamiti manyate. This verse we will take up next time. Now we are at the end of the lecture, but I'll stop sharing. Let's see what happened. Where am I? I'm here. Yeah, I've stopped sharing, and now I can open up for any questions on this lecture. Any questions? Was it clear? Was the presentation clear? Understandable?
Yeah, Krishna. This is Srinath. I just sent a question to you. Did you even see it?
Where did you send it? Where did you send it? Is it on? Okay.
On the same screen, there's a place where it says chat with the host. I sent through
1
that.
second.
Just to make
1
sure
second.
this is
Yeah.
working.
I'm trying to understand where the chat with the host is invite. I'm not able to see anything here. Chat settings. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
If nobody is fit to perform Jnana Yoga, then why mention about it all? Very good question. Excellent question. If so, See, what it means is there are Jnana Yoga adhikaris who are not Shistas, right? Think about this. Shishta means famous. Suppose somebody is not famous. Somebody is sitting in a forest somewhere and he is capable of doing Jnana Yoga. And he is not an example for anybody. That means nobody follows him. Then he can still do Jnana Yoga, right? See, Jnana Yoga is a valid means. Lord Krishna is very, Ramanuja.org also, stresses this point. We will deal with this question in detail a little bit later also.
Okay.
Why Jnana Yoga is necessary then, right? Jnana Yoga is necessary for certain people. And how does Jnana Yoga occur? A person who is capable of Jnana Yoga, what he does Jnana Yoga for certain time, that is Atma Dhyana for some times. And then he has to do Karma Yoga, right? Once he is out of the Jnana Yoga, he has to do Karma Yoga, he has to go earn his living, and he has to do Nitya Karmas and everything like that. So this is possible. But for him, Karma Yoga is more easy to do because Jnana Yoga could lead him into trouble here and there because there are errors. Errors could happen. But that doesn't mean that that particular method is not valid at all. Then we could have completely deleted Jnana Yoga from the entire system of thought, right? There's no Jnana Yoga at all. That was not the intent of Lord Krishna. Obviously, when a person who is Atman, Sankhya Yoga was mentioned, right? So Sthita Prajna was mentioned. That is a viable path, but it is very difficult path. But that doesn't mean that the path does not exist. The path does exist, but it is safer to do Karma Yoga according to Ramanuja. And there are still some holes, as we realize that a person who is not a Shishta, who is not a famous person, can still do Jnana Yoga. And if you think about it, in Krita Yoga, people were very pure. They were pure, they were totally in Jnana only, in Krita Yoga. So in this Yoga, Karma Yoga becomes natural. But in the prior Yogas, Jnana Yoga was very possible. And it was not that that problematic. If it is so, if a person is like a Shukamuni or somebody who has no, attractions, he doesn't have to, worry about external issues, then Jnana Yoga is possible. So for some people, so Jnana Yoga is still a sadhana which is possible for somebody, but in general, what Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita is probably because of the times, Karma Yoga is more natural.
Because I think only people like us, not comparing to Arjuna, but those who really don't have a clear distinction of Sharira and Atma, like I said, it's all theoretical, but really not realized. But a Jnani wouldn't really go through Bhagavad Gita because he is already realized and he is still going to follow Jnana Yoga. But this very mention in the Bhagavad Gita for people like us is still confusing.
Come again a little bit. I didn't understand you.
The Bhagavad Gita adhikaris like us.
Okay.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is those who do not have a clear distinction of Sharira and Atma. We know theoretically, but not really realized as such. This mention of Jnana Yoga here is still misleading and it kind of leads to believe that maybe that path is possible for me, even though it's not possible.
Maybe what did you say?
Maybe the Jnana Yoga, it kind of leads to, there's a kind of, it's giving a hope that maybe Jnana Yoga is possible, but actually it is really not possible because we don't have a distinction at all.
See here, Jnana Yoga has to be mentioned because that is a valid path, right? If it's a valid path, it has to be mentioned. So Lord Krishna is saying, how many paths are there? Karma Yoga is one path, Jnana Yoga is one path, Bhakti Yoga is the so if you look at the introduction to all this thing, the whole first 6 chapters, Ramanuja.org says, according to Vishtadvaita here, Bhakti Yoga is the main subject of Bhagavad Gita. So how can you achieve Bhakti Yoga? You can achieve through Karma Yoga itself, and then realize the self, and then you will be able to understand who Lord Krishna is and how is he different from Jivatma, and then achieve Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga comes later, right? Finally, the Bhagavad Gita's goal is Bhakti Yoga.
Okay.
But Bhakti Yoga has different paths. You can go from Karma Yoga to Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga to Dhyana Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga as per the 6th chapter.
Okay.
You can also go from Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. See, these are, even think from a slightly different perspective. Suppose somebody is doing Karma Yoga itself. He is not planning for Jnana Yoga. He is only doing Karma Yoga. But in this process, he may become so powerful in Jnana Yoga, automatically his mind may be focusing on Atman inadvertently, without even plan, without even intent. So the fact that the Jnana Yoga is not erroneous, Jnana Yoga is a valid path, but it is not safe path for any beginner, or in general, even for a mature person. He should not give the wrong example to public, right? For a well-known person. So in that sense, it is not safe to do. It's not correct for him to do Jnana Yoga. Yes, the Jnana Yoga is being undermined here. That means seems to be difficult and not easy to do for most people.
Got you. Perfect.
But there may be some exceptions who are sitting in a forest, who is not an example to anybody and who wants to do Jnana Yoga, but that's a perfect path. So what Lord Krishna is interested in the Vijnana, or the science of Bhakti Yoga. The science of Bhakti Yoga, you can take different paths. Some things are difficult. It's possible for a slightly different kind of person, but it may not be safer for that person. But he's so powerful, it's okay. It doesn't matter to him. If it's somebody like Sukamuni or something, all Lord Krishna is saying is Jnana Yoga is also a valid path. It is scientifically okay, but difficult.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
I have posted a question as well.
Yep.
This is the free will and karma is $1 million question. You have to first give the dakshina first and then talk. It's a very hard question. And in fact, that is why I separated out the next lecture. I will take this up in the next lecture. There's a lot of information about free will and karma. Some of it would be discussed right away. It's just hard to start this subject now and make any justice to it. That is, if I start talking now, it will lead to confusion within a few minutes. And then, we will not be able to finish this question. So let's take it up next time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what else? Anything else?
Thanks, Krishna. This is very clear. This
whole stuff is very clear. Yeah, we are very happy. One more thing is, I think I should some people were saying people can automatically get audio out of this video, because some people are preferring to use only audio while they are walking or driving or something like that. They don't want video. I was wondering if we have a limitation of 1 hour for all automatic MP3 conversions. Somebody was telling me there is a problem. Ramanuja Srinivasan, or somebody who helps me with all the audio conversions, he told me maybe we should keep it less than an hour somehow.
I can convert all videos to audio, and it doesn't matter how long it is. I can convert it any size. Yeah.
Can you talk to Ramanujam also, because he was trying to help me and he has already done a lot of work, and some person wanted this very badly, that he is not able to see videos and he wanted audios. So we should have that as an option and put it in a separate folder or something.
I can do that. I can convert all of your lectures to audio.
Yeah. Let me send an intro email between you and Ramanujan, who is helping me. That way you can pick up where he has stopped, or you can communicate with him. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Anything else?
Thank you, Krishna. Very glad that we have started this.
We're back. Lord has helped us. Everything is up there because we are so much slaves of Prakriti.
Just one request. Let's go back to our 9 o'clock slot, 9 in the evening, because Sunday morning is a little difficult to sit.
No, this was an exception.
Okay.
I'm struggling to get out of jet lag, and yesterday night so I had a visitor. So don't worry, we'll get back to Saturday night. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Asmat Paramagurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarvagurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Very good.